Good day, everyone. Christmas is synonymous with loving, caring, and sharing, with the giving and exchange of gifts. But what are the true gifts that really matter? We've often heard of the three wise men or the three magi being talked about in the context of giving of gifts. Once upon a time, a long time ago in Bethlehem, as directed by the angels, shepherds made their way to a manger looking for infant Jesus, whom they had accepted as their God. How easy is it for us today to find God in our midst? Not very easy. To us who have become so intellectually evolved, faith and spirituality have become almost impracticable, obsolete, and even stupid. Those simple shepherds searched and searched till they find their God, and they kneeled in obeisance to the person they had accepted as their God. Simplicity is not a simple thing to achieve, and that brings us to the message of this Christmas, the gift of the fourth Magi. The three gifts brought by the three wise men from the east have been mentioned in Matthew's Gospel in the New Testament. But nowhere has the number 3 been mentioned. 3 gifts have been mentioned: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. But nowhere has the number been determined as 3. Could it have been possible that there was a fourth Magi? Which brings us to the story of the fourth Magi. There is a story recounted by Henry van Dyke in 1896 titled The Fourth Wise Man. In the story, Artaban, the fourth wise man, was meant to join the caravan of the other 3 wise men. Unfortunately, he missed the caravan and he had to make his own way through the desert to find the newborn king, Jesus. He spent years and years traveling in search of his God. He journeyed for many long years through the desert, searching for his good. He had with him 3 gifts, but he had to spend the money bought from the sale of the first gift while making his way through the desert, helping one unfortunate poor person after another. Finally, he did find his God, but it was almost too late. It was Jesus at the time of his crucifixion. Just at that time, a tile had fallen on the head of Artaban, and he was nearing death himself. And he thought that his search for his king had been futile, that his gifts would have been wasted and in vain. But then he heard a voice that said, "If you have done unto the least of my people, then you have done unto me." Which means that the fourth Magi's gifts had been accepted by the God, and that Artaban, the fourth Magi, had found his king, the God. Now, fast forward to the 1960s. That was the time the Beatles took the world by rage. They are the legendary band that has influenced a whole generation of attitudes and thinking. The members of the Beatles band were Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr, John Lennon, and George Harrison. They were called the Fab Four or the Fabulous Four. Is it possible that there could have been a fifth Beatle? Possibly. Could the fifth Beatle have been Billy Preston, the keyboarder who joined the Beatles, who brought with him an aura of warmth and peace amongst the often quarreling Beatle members? Could it have been the manager of the band, Mr. George Martin? He had been with the 4 Beatles right from the start, and he had tutored them or molded them into mature artists. He was with them till the very end of the band and much after the band had disintegrated. Could he have been the 5th Beatle? Every 3 Magi can have a 4th wise man or woman, the 4th Magi. It can happen in any situation, any time, in any culture across the world. What does the fourth Magi do? The fourth Magi can add something that the three main Magi do not bring to a situation. In an 11-member football team, the 12th member can be a footballer or a non-player. It can be a cheerleader, it can be a referee, it can be the mascot, it can be the manager of the team who brings in that extra but vital bit of input that keeps the team going. We all know that in our situations, in our day-to-day life, we can become the fourth Magi if we chose to. We handle different situations in our daily life, in our personal fronts, at our workplace. We need to think how we can make our contribution as the fourth Magi. But it's very difficult. It's not a happy job. It need not be a harmonious job because all of us have conflicting attitudes, conflicting opinions, conflicting agendas and feelings. But we must make sure that we are able to contribute so that the entire team goes forward. Now, those gifts need not be gold or myrrh or frankincense. It can be our dedication. It can be the hard work we put into a job to make sure that the job is completed. It can be humility. It can be calmness. It can be sacrifice. It can be compromise. Now, the story of the fourth Magi is familiar to the Christian religion. We all have our gods, our religions, our North Pole star to follow. What are the gifts that we should be giving to our brethren? It is anything that can make the lives of the less fortunate in our community better. One of the most popular lines in the Bhagavad Gita is Karmanyevadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Now, loosely translated, that means you need to focus on your actions and not on the results of your actions. Let each of us go searching for our God. Let each of us deliver to the God the gifts that we think should be valuable. It should be those gifts that serve mankind, because in serving mankind, you serve God Himself or herself. Thus, each of us can be the fourth Magi, and we can change the world one day at a time. A Merry Christmas to all of you. Thank you.